took a fall there.
Like I always do, I get a little
You could.
All right, ready to go. Flag. This regular meeting of the Board of Mayor and Aldermen for November 19th, 2013 will come to order. I'll ask you to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, we have got a rather long agenda tonight, and the county mayor told me today that the county commission met on Monday, and they had, I forget how many resolutions, and they managed to get all that done in 57 minutes. Now, I think that's kind of a dare to see if we can get through this in that length of time. Of course, I always tell him that we may work longer, but we work harder than they do. So I'm not sure what it's going to be, but we've got a lot to consider. We want to be fair with everybody that's on the agenda, but we do need to move this along so we can get home in a timely fashion. We have 6 different public hearings that will be the first item on our agenda. I will announce the topic for those public hearings, and then we'll see who would like to speak on that subject. If you would like to speak on any of those subjects, I would ask you to come to the podium that's to my left and speak into the mic, give us your name, and take a couple of minutes to state your opinion on that matter. Ordinance number 1 public hearing will be regarding Ordinance 13-19. This amends the current fiscal year budget, amending certain general fund and utility fund budgets. Does anyone in the audience wish to make a comment with regard to that issue? Hearing none, we move to ordinance to item 2 under public hearing, and that pertains to ordinance 13-20. This would rezone 17.22 acres of property on U.S. Highway 41 North from RI Restricted Industrial to CS Commercial Services. Does anyone present wish to speak with regard to this issue? All right, hearing none, we move to item 3, ordinance 13-21. This ordinance would rezone a 4.31 acre tract of property located at 2504 Memorial Boulevard and owned by the 1990 Company, LLC, from CG, Commercial General, and MRO, Multiple Residential and Office. All of that would change to CS, which is Commercial Services. Does anyone present wish to speak to that issue? Hearing none, we move to public hearing number 4, ordinance 13-22. This would rezone selected properties located on the north and south sides of Memorial between 5th Avenue and the right-of-way of CSX Railroad from CC Core Commercial and CG Commercial General to CS Commercial Services. Any comments pertaining to that issue? All right, to the 5th public hearing, ordinance 13-25, an ordinance which, I think there's a typo in this, it would affect property of Robertson County on behalf of the Robertson County School Board and adjacent properties of the Batson family, consisting of some 19.86 acres on Batson Parkway, and would adopt a plan of services for that property. This is the, yes.
It's annexing property.
It's supposed to be annexing property.
And George James probably needs to read that into the record, the plan of service.
All right, I'll ask George James, our Director of Planning and Codes, to read that plan of services. This is for the property across from Highland Crest College campus, which is the proposed location for the new elementary school. Go ahead, Mr.
Thank you,
James.
Mr. Mayor. I'll go through it fast as I can. This annexation area is 19.86 acres. It includes 16.91 acres for the school site and 2.95 acres for the street entering in and the easement, sewer easement on the Batson property. The annexation was recommended by 3 letters I received, one from the Robertson County Commission, one from the Robertson County School Board, and one from Mrs. Jean Batson. So all the property owners have requested this annexation. Here are the things that we have offered them in the plan of services. Police, patrolling radio responses to calls and other routine police services using present personnel and equipment will be provided on the effective date of annexation. Fire. The newly incorporated area will receive fire protection by the City of Springfield Fire Department with present personnel and equipment of the firefighting force upon the effective date of annexation. Water. Water for domestic use is already available on W.A. Batson Parkway in front of the property. The provision of main extensions to any proposed development on the vacant land and fire protection facilities hydrants will be at the developer's sole expense in accordance with the current policies of the city. Sanitary sewer. Public sewer is available to this property. To achieve the system capacity for proposed development, any required off-site or on-site or off-site sewerage facilities, including main extensions, pump stations, parallel construction of existing mains or upsizing existing mains, will be at the developer's sole expense in accordance with current policies of the city. Electricity. The property along William A. Batson Parkway is served by Springfield Electric Department. The proposed school on this property will be served by Springfield Electric upon the effective date of annexation. Electricity to serve any new development on the vacant land will be provided by Springfield Electric Department in accordance with current policies of the city. The annexed property can be served by this is gas. The annexed property can be served by the City of Springfield Gas Department from a line on William A. Batson Parkway. When gas service is needed for the proposed development, it will be provided under current policies of the city. Refuse collection. Residential and small commercial sanitation service to the annexed area will be provided by the City of Springfield Department of Public Works in accordance with current policies of the city upon the effective date of annexation. Streets. The property is served by an approved proposed street access point onto William A. Batson Parkway. When the proposed school is constructed, a street system will need to be approved by the city and the system constructed to city standards by the developer at his sole expense. Maintenance of the parkway will continue to be provided by the City of Springfield in accordance with current policies of the city. Inspection services. Any inspection service now provided by the city, building codes, engineering, electrical, mechanical, plumbing, gas, housing, sanitation, subdivision, zoning, etc., will begin in the annexed area on the effective date of annexation. Planning and zoning. The planning and zoning jurisdiction of the City of Springfield will extend to the annexed area on the effective date of annexation. City planning will thereafter encompass the annexed area. The property is currently zoned agricultural by Robertson County. The area annexed will be zoned agricultural by the City of Springfield upon the effective date of annexation. Street lighting. Street lights have already been located along William A. Batson Parkway. Street lights for the school will be installed by the contractor as part of the school construction plans. So that's it.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. James. All right, is there anyone who wishes to comment regarding that plan of services and that proposed annexation? Hearing done, we move to public hearing number 6. This would be a resolution, 13-23, which would approve issuing the issuance of $41,334,000 of revenue bonds by the Health, Educational, and Housing Facilities Board of Sevier County, Tennessee. That will be explained later. There's an attorney here who will explain that issue, and it will be on a little bit later in the agenda. Does anyone wish to speak with regard to that at this time? Declare the public hearings closed. And now we're going to have two different presentations as we move through this agenda. The first PowerPoint presentation is by the management team of Billy Casper Golf Management, who manage our Legacy Golf Course. And I'm going to move when that is concluded, I'm going to move item 3.1, which is a presentation by Mark Morgan of Cheryl Morgan, who provide us with guidance with regard to the health care plan that we offer our employees. And since we have two PowerPoint presentations being offered, rather than you having to move down and back twice, I'm going to put those two together unless there's some objection. So 3.1 will follow 1.3. All right, I will introduce Mr. Josh Jeppy, who is you are the manager?
The general manager, yes.
The general manager for the Legacy now. You gentlemen would like, and lady would like to move out to where you can see a little better, please do so.
Yep.
I think you just pull to the side. And I think everybody but me. And me.
All right, everybody. Sorry, I'm Josh Jeppy, the general manager at the Legacy Golf Course, and I do have part of my team here with me too that I would like to introduce. Josh Gaby, the superintendent at the Legacy, and we also have some members of our support staff from Billy Casper Golf with us today. We have the regional manager of the Central Region, Brian Loveday, with us today, and also the senior vice president of operations, Tony Chancy. So I appreciate you guys coming out here today. Obviously, 2013, weather's never going to be perfect, and for golfers, weather's always a big thing. The weather was not great. Plenty of heat in the summer, plenty of rain. But we're not worried about what happened in 2013. We're worried about what we're planning for 2014. And we're really excited, not just myself and Josh, but everybody at the support staff at Billy Casper Golf is also really excited about what we have planned. So just in a broad overview here before we get into some of these things, building upgrades, driving range upgrades, marketing opportunities, the Legacy Cafe, what we can do out of that cafe other than what we've been doing so far, employee training, new programs, not just for the golf shop, also for the food and beverage operation. National accounts and their importance, and EasyLinks reporting that helps drive our business. First off, we've new gutters and new soffit for the building. We're going to look into starting that. We've already got the bids in, and we're actually going to be starting the new tiling of our bathrooms in our building at the beginning of December. So we're really excited about getting that tile work done. It's not just about the golf course. It is about what people see when they come in, when they drive up to the building, what it looks like. Does it look like we care? And we want to start putting the right foot forward on that and making sure that they feel at home when they're at the Legacy. The painting, the walls, for those of you who've been in there, we need new paint in the walls, and we've already bought that paint, and we're already going to get running on that as soon as possible. So we're really excited about changing the color in there, getting people in, and keeping them there for the cafe, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Driving range. We want to offer every amenity that we can, and If it's new range balls that we need for our guests, we're going to provide it. We've already got brand new range balls and brand new mats, and we have fixed our loss of range ball issue by fixing the net in the back of the driving range to make sure range ball loss is at a minimum. This is where it gets us into our rates. We've done a lot of research on what everybody's offering, and right now our rates are, on the weekdays, $36 is our rack rate, and on the weekends it's $48. And the average on a weekday everywhere else in the area is $27.50 on the weekday and $35 on the weekend. You know, we're offering the best product in the area when it comes to our golf course. We got to get a little bit more competitive with our rates to make sure we're dealing in volume. Okay. So, and we'll talk about this a little bit more a little bit later in the docket, but what we're proposing for our weekday rates would be going from open to twilight to $33 during the weekday, our senior rate to $26, the twilight rate $25, so that would float during the year, during the season from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 2 to 1 based on the time of year, and then 9 holes for $19. And the weekend rates would go down to $40 being our rack rate. The senior rate, which we weren't offering at all over the season, we're going to include a senior rate this year for weekends to $35. The twilight rate would go to $30, and the 9 holes down to $25 on the weekends. And we also, from a lot of research, we got a lot of military guys from the Clarksville area looking for a place to play. We're going to start. We would like to start offering a military rate in 2014. $26 on the weekday, which brings every active duty military down to the senior rate, and on the weekends we would include them for a $33 rate. They got to, you know, they take care of us, so there's no reason why we can't do something for them. On top of that, I put the Wounded Warriors project there because we have a relationship with the Wounded Warrior project at Billy Casper Golf, where over the this year alone, we donated $725,000 to the Wounded Warrior project. And you guys can correct me on the number the year before, but I want to say it was in the 550,000 range. So just a 1 year span, we've already donated nearly $200,000 more to this project, and everybody knows this is a great organization. Go ahead. And currently we're using the Senior Players Pass and the Players Pass as our discount program. We'd like to simplify it, make it one card to be our discount program. So the 2014 Advantage card would be a $25 card. It's good for the year you buy it. So if you buy it January 1st, it's good till the end of the year. And it'll save you anywhere from $2 to $5 per round right off the top. You would be in a different category with that Advantage card rate. And also, when it comes to simplifying, we want to start doing simplifying our memberships. Right now, we have anywhere upwards of 10 different programs you can sign up for when it comes to memberships. I would like to go in 2014 to a 7-day pass, which Monday through Sunday, for $1,800 a year. It can be paid monthly. A weekday pass for $1,200 and a senior weekday pass for $1,000. And those 3 passes would also come with a $200 discount for anybody that lived in the city of Springfield. So we want to be a good part of the neighborhood and the community, so we do want everybody in the city of Springfield to be playing their golf at our golf course. And also the PDP membership, which is the same idea as our TPP program. And looks like we might have a little typo in there with the $1,800, but $49.99 a month would get you $15 cart fee during twilight times and unlimited range balls. That would be the only membership that would come with unlimited range balls. The 7-day, the weekday, and the senior weekday would all have half-price range balls. And these are just some things that we've been running. You've probably seen them. I've been posting them up all over the place. I've had Paul and Gina posting them up for me here. This is just some of a little snapshot of what our marketing department is capable of. Our Trick or Treat Open, which was our first in-house event, was a big success. Breakfast with Santa's coming up, and our Santa Scramble. So every holiday we should have something that we have in-house going on. Sporting events, we now are offering the game day ticket in our cafe. Golf associations, banquet events, leagues. There's nothing that we can't market and make it successful. Website updating, we can get anything up there quickly. Our marketing department can have that up. Sometimes they yell at me for it, but they can have it up within an hour if I ask them to have a change done. Emails are the same way. We have a slow day coming up. Let's throw out an email. We can get it out there to our whole database, which our database consists of about 5,000 emails just for the legacy, and I can get an email out to those 5,000 golfers instantaneously. Another thing that we weren't offering that we need to start offering, and we will offer, is a junior camp program. We had just a 1 week where we would have junior golfers come in, but they are the future of golf, and we need to start nurturing that now. We are going to offer junior camp programs throughout the whole summer. Starting in June, July, and August, we will have junior camps, Pee-wee, junior, and full days. Not to mention, night golf is becoming a very big event. And we will start putting night golf events on next year. The Legacy Cafe, if you haven't been there recently, we have updated some things in the cafe already. We've got 3 brand new big screen TVs, HD programming, the sport package from DirecTV for the game day ticket. We are already seeing a lot of more people are staying on Saturdays and Sundays to watch their football, and we're also offering a new menu to them. We're offering more of what you would want during that time: wings, appetizers, finger food, stuff that you can eat throughout the whole game. And we have started to already see a benefit of that. Food and beverage events, breakfast with Santa. We're not all about just making sure we're getting golfers out there. We want to make sure we're getting people from the community in and coming in and eating with us and seeing what we're doing at the golf course. So breakfast with the Easter Bunny, beer tasting events, Super Bowl parties, fantasy football drafts. There's no reason with the space we have that we can't start having these things happen at the course. EasyLink Support. This is the company that we use for our tee sheet, our POS systems. But they also are able to generate reports of who's playing our golf course, what time they're playing our golf course. These are the type of reporting that can help drive our business and help us in figuring out where we need to offer something and where we don't, what's working and what's not. National accounts. As Billy Casper now operates over 150 golf courses, and we've developed really good relationships with a lot of different companies. These are just a few of them that we have national accounts with. One that I would like to spotlight out, Waste Management. Currently, our bill, we're going to be saving $400 a month now since we've gone with a national account with Waste Management. That's a lot of money to save a year. So we're really looking forward to the relationship we just built with them, and every day our national accounts director is getting new accounts on a daily basis. So we'll keep using those as much as we can to save as much money as we can. And these course improvements, things that we're working on to get, same thing, get more amenities and make sure we're offering a better product. We are, and this is actually early stages. It's completely up now. The appliances aren't in it yet, but this is our new bathroom on hole number 3. New bunker renovations. One of the complaints we do have is about our bunkers, and we are currently looking into renovating those, doing some in-house, making sure the drainage is updated in a lot of those bunkers. And on top of that, we have a new mechanical bunker rake that is improving conditions. The vibratory rollers, nobody's complaining about our greens. I haven't heard one person coming to our golf course and not comment about how great our greens are. That's a lot to do with, about what Josh is doing, and these are the kind of things, the tools that he uses and that he needs to make sure that that's happening. And same thing what we said about the bunkers. Bunkers are expensive, but at the same time, we can do some things in-house to improve those conditions. And these are just a couple of things that people are saying recently. They're enjoying the conditions, how nice the staff is, about the job that Raymond Floyd did designing the course. The course is what it is. Everybody loves it. It's a great layout. We got to just do a little bit more, and we're willing to do it and push to get more people in there and give them the experience they want, treat them to that fun and enjoyable experience. So I do appreciate you guys taking your time today and having us out here. If anybody has any questions, we'd love to field them.
And now Mr. Mark Morgan with Cheryl Morgan.
Mayor, may I present from right here?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor and Aldermen, for your opportunity tonight. I'm Mark Morgan with Cheryl Morgan and Associates. We represent governments across the state of Tennessee, from all three of the Tri-Cities to communities around the Nashville area, such as yourself, and Columbia, and Brentwood, and Franklin, those kind of communities, representing them in their healthcare programs. Tonight we're going to talk about your healthcare renewal and what has happened this year regarding that renewal, and there are opportunities to do something different because of that Blue Cross Blue Shield. This represents your current health plan that your employees see every single day. It's what they feel, it's what they touch, where they have a deductible of $4,000, $8,000 in network, $25 co-pays, $1035, $50 drug cards, $250 emergency room, and maximum out of pockets of $4,000 and $8,000. Both plans on both sides of that page are exactly the same. The only difference is one is a narrow network, meaning you can go to a select group of hospitals and physicians. The other is a broader network. You can go to more hospitals and physicians. In a health plan that has the narrower network costs less. However, beyond that, the city also funds what's called a health reimbursement account. It's an account where the employee, after they put out $1,500, the city will then contribute $2,500 for a single toward that $4,000 deductible, which makes the plan a heck of a lot better. Not as confused. And for a family, it's a $5,000 contribution that the city will make if the employee's family does have expenses exceeding $3,000. Over the past year, the City of Springfield total combined, both employee and employer contributions, paid $2.46 million for that health plan through Blue Cross of Tennessee. This says exactly the same thing, except with one significant difference. The city, in our experience over the past several years, has gotten one of the worst increases of its for this local community, 23.76%. And that's pretty high. That's also probably not acceptable to most communities. So what do we do about that? Well, our first premise was to find a way to get the cost of the increase down. So what we said, well, let's see if anybody else will do it for less. So we went out to RFP, as a request for proposals, and we asked anybody who wanted to respond to proposal, please give us a bid. Fully insured carriers. When I say fully insured, that means the same way you do it today, where you take your contribution of that $2.4 million, you give it to Blue Cross of Tennessee. They take the whole amount of money, and they pay all your claims, and you're not involved in anything else. So you're giving up the $2.4 million, and goodbye money, but here's our health plan. On a fully insured basis, all the fully insured carriers that responded were not competitive to the renewal, which is, we wish they were, but with one exception, Community Health Alliance, which is brand new in the state. It covers no one at this time. Doors don't open January the 1st. It's not been around before, so we thought even though it was competitive with the Blue Cross numbers and it's not as high as the others, they're brand new. No one is covered by it at this time. We also asked for self-funded respondents. Self-funding is where operate the health, and I'm going to go into a lot of detail about this because this is the direction we're going to recommend that the city goes in as a partially self-funded circumstance. This is where we ask organizations to come in, operate the health plan exactly as they would if it were fully insured, leave us in the same risk circumstances, and accept the city owns the health plan now rather than the insurance company owns the health plan. I'll go into more detail on that. From that situation, we did get some better numbers. I'm going to talk about what it means to be fully insured right now so you understand what it means to just give your check to Blue Cross and be done with it. We talk about how we're going to alter our health plan, and we're talking about how we finance it. Nothing's going to change for the employees. It's part of the reason that's going to change for employees because at the end of the day, we're still going to recommend Blue Cross and Blue Shield. The plan designs will stay the same, the co-pays will stay the same, the IHRA will stay the same, the doctors will stay the same, the RX drugs will stay the same. Literally zero change for the employee. So if we're going to be fully insured with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, under their proposal, we're going to agree to give them $4,044,000. I'm sorry, that's knocked up that increase by about $400,000. $3,044,000. When we give them that much money, if we wrote them that check the first year, what do they do with that money? What do they do with our $3 million? The very first thing they do is they take out fixed costs. Fixed costs are what? Fixed costs are giving your cards to your employees, having an 800 number, managing a hospital network, managing a physician network, managing a drug network. Not paying for any claims, just managing everything. They also go out and buy some insurances. They buy two forms of insurance. Blue Cross is the insurance company. They're not buying insurance? Yeah, they actually do. They buy it from other companies. One of the insurances that they buy is called a pooling point, or a stop loss, or a deductible. And it basically says, they go to this other insurance company and they say, hey, other insurance company, I'm going to give you some money. I'm going to give you a few $100,000. And for that few $100,000, other insurance company, if someone at the city of Springfield incurs claims, however they incur them, doctors, hospital, surgery, emergency room, we want to stop paying claims at $60,000. That's pulling point number down there. Another insurance company, if some young lady in the city has $1 million baby, we want to pool from the $3.04 million, $60,000. And then the rest of it, we want you to pay. Why do we want you to pay it? Because we gave you all this money up front. So managing the health plan, operating the health plan, paying for cars, stuff like that, and buying this insurance, and then buying one other kind of insurance that says, hey, by the way, insurance company, I want to give you another check, a smaller one, but still a nice check, that says if we spend on fixed cost operation and claims the whole $3,044,000, we don't want Blue Cross to pay any more. I want you, other insurance company, to pay this. So the employee is still always covered. The employee never sees any of this. It's invisible. It happens today. So they just don't see it because all they see is the health plan on the first pages. And the city of Springfield doesn't see it because all they've done is written a $3,044,000 check if they remove Blue Cross. All this happens behind the scenes. So how much money did they spend the past year on fixed costs? How much money did you actually spend to theirs? That's that inner circle is the gold one is fixed costs. So you don't know how much that number was because it's fully insured. They don't tell us that. We don't know how much they actually spent in claims, which is the inner green circle, the bigger green circle. And we don't know how much they had left over, which is the blue circle. I'm throwing it out. So we went to Blue Cross and we said, hey, Blue Cross, wait a minute. What if we gave you the same amount of money, but we owned the health plan, and rather we just took that $3 million and we put it in our bank, City of Springfield Bank. And then from that Blue Cross, we just paid you just to administer the plan and do what you normally do for a health plan. And we went off and bought insurance at that same level of $60,000. No one costs more than $60,000. And we bought an insurance that we can't spend more than $3 million. Blue Cross, what would that cost us? $680,000. So to have this insurance and operate a plan before I ever pay one doctor, ever pay one hospital, ever buy one drug, I know $680,000 is out the door. Okay? How much of my money, Blue Cross, do you expect I'm going to spend on health insurance? How much will I pay the doctors and the hospitals and for drugs? What do you anticipate that being since you've got all the experience? $2,362,000. Oh. Well, that doesn't equal $3 million, does it? So then, Blue Cross, you're going to promise I'm not going to pay more than what if I decide to be partially self-funded and I decide to operate the plan exactly the same way you operate the plan, buy exactly the same insurances that you buy, except at the end of the year, if I haven't spent everything between the $680,000 and my maximum cost, I keep it in my bank. It doesn't go to you, Blue Cross. What is that difference? Blue Cross, this is really what's kind of interesting to me. They'll sell us an insurance that promises we can't spend more than $298,000. So I can do one of two things. I can write a check to the bank for $2,983,000 and keep the money here, and pay them on a monthly basis $680,000, and pay them on a monthly basis the claims that I incur until I've spent $2,980,000. What if I don't spend that? Well, they don't believe you will spend that. They don't believe you'll spend that because they expected, these are Blue Cross's numbers, and the fix leave a little over $500,000 difference. So they think if everything goes normal, and in healthcare, everything doesn't always go normal. But if everything went as they expected, they would think at the end of the year, if you put the $2,982,000 in the bank, you should have somewhere in the neighborhood of $500,000 left over in the bank. Well, what do you do with the $500,000? Well, you didn't give it to Blue Cross. You leave it in your health care bank and you use it to offset your future costs. All right? So what this basically means that is, wait a minute, Mark. What if I had a ton of claims in the first month that I did this? How much do I have to pay? The insurance we buy promises us that we never have to pay more than 1/12 of $2,983,000. And also, the insurance we buy promises that no one single person under the plan will cost this bucket of money more than $60,000 at a time. Right. Well, Mark, if this is the way this is, why did we get such a big increase? That there's actually could be this money. This is Blue Cross telling us that. The same people that'll sell us the insurance, sells the insurance to us for this number, and we don't get to keep any of it, will operate the same thing unless the money in our bank, and possibly have money left over because we didn't spend it all. What's their driving factor? The fully insured marketplace is going to cost more than the partially self-funded marketplace in the future for one very significant reason. And every single one of you in this room knows the answer. You just haven't put two and two together yet. The answer is healthcare reform. The freedoms under partially self-funded programs are greater than those under healthcare reform. It's predominantly taxes that insurance companies have to pay when they fully insure you. That governments and self-funded plans don't have to support them. So Blue Cross is literally saying we can't do it for less on a fully insured basis than you can do it through us on a self-funded basis and be protected and be guaranteed the city can't spend more than $2,980,000 but might spend less. And there's one other thing in the package or plan, and I can only make one comment on it, that you do have a single individual in the program that is unfortunately having a very bad year, and we hope they have a better year next year. one last item. If you have questions, we'll open questions. Why is the first year that you do this probably going to be a good year? Not guaranteed, but probably going to be a good year. It's because right now, someone goes to the doctor on December the 31st under the Blue Cross fully insured plan. You've given them the money already. And they got to pay that doctor's claim when you go on, this says June, but let's say it was December because that's when yours changes. That bill will leave the doctor's office, go to Blue Cross and Blue Shield, and over a period of 30 to 60 days will be audited, looked at, determined that the eligible will be paid, then it will be paid, and the check is back to the doctor. But you gave Blue Cross a check on December the 1st, but they still have to pay that claim 60 days later when it finally is processed. If you go to the doctor on January the 1st, underneath the new self-funded health plan for the city, the same thing happens. Blue Cross administers the claim, and 60 days later, they'll pay in the doctor's office. But what did you do in that 60-day period that is different than before? What you did was you put 2/12 of $2,983,000 in the bank. And it's sitting there waiting. Finally, the claims start coming in 60 days later. So you built a reserve, a natural reserve from healthcare. And the final thing is, when we talk about this $2,983,000, that is a budget number. That is not a spend. That is not necessarily your expense. That's not what it costs. It costs whatever you spend of the $2,983,000 in a year. We don't know how much of that is, but we know it can't be more than that. So your budget is one number. What you actually spend on your health care will more than likely be something less. So the universe is going to change in thinking. A budget is a number that stays in our house. Over the year, we'll see how much of it we have spent. Anything we haven't spent, we will use to offset future costs of the health plan. The perfect example is the HRA you put in for us, and that you funded for its potential opportunity to have to pay back the employees those deductible expenses. Well, here, the $2,500 to $5,000, through funding those for the past 3 years, I think it is, you have almost $300,000 of reserve in that account. So that means that's the microcosm to show you that this works. You didn't spend what you budgeted. Now that $300,000 can be used to support the health plan, and as well as the reserves in the future. That's a lot of information in a short period of time. Any questions? I don't hear it. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, as always, for your thoroughness and
Save us money.
keeping us on the right track.
Save us blue.
We're going to take about a 5-minute break at this point. And that's all.
Already, y'all.
Might get Jane to look at you. Might get Jane to look at that.